Welcome back. The YMCA of Greater Green Bay is expanding, specifically the West Side Y. This morning, the organization launching a capital campaign to expand that facility in Howard. It's a $9.3 million project. $3 million's already been raised. Among the additions, a new 6-lane lap pool and an expanded gymnasium that will allow for more pickleball courts and other programs. Last year, there were more than 500,000 visits to this Y, with sometimes as many as 2,000 scans in a single day.
We're one of the busiest Ys, if not the busiest Y in the state of Wisconsin. And so we, as a community, are greatly going to benefit from this expansion.
Brown County is one of the 4 fastest growing counties in the state of Wisconsin, and Howard, Swamico, Hobart, Lawrence are all growing very quickly, really powering the growth of this area. And it's important that we continue to expand what we can offer to our residents.
Well, regardless of fundraising, the Y plans to break ground on April 1st of this year and the entire project to be completed by January 1st of 2027. I visited with the CEO on Action 2 News at 4:30. We talked about that aggressive timeline and a whole lot more. You can see that full interview at WBAY.com.